Let's bring Doug Flynn in, certified financial planner, co-founder of Flynn. Zito, since he didn't get the Lakers job, he's stuck talking to us about the economy. What would you say about that? We had jobless claims, had some housing starts. State of the economy now. Then I have a question that's a little bit political. I know you love the political questions, but tell us, where are we?
Yeah, it is showing a continued weakness in the U.S. economy, and that's, it's a very slow, slowing weakness. But that's okay. That's kind of what you want. That's towards this soft landing. If we can kind of land this thing in a slowly decreasing economic increase, if you will, then that's a good sign for the Fed to set themselves up to then lower rates. And that's what this is. You're getting more and more news that the economy is slowing. Hopefully, it just doesn't slow too fast. You don't want that. That's where recessions and other things come in. But this slowing thing is all part of that continued. Here's another factor that it is true that that's happening.
Okay, here's the political question. So we had this conversation. A lot of the Trump fans are not happy with Mark Zandi, the Moody's economist, who was on our program yesterday, because we were talking about, what's going to happen in the economy if the election, goes one way or another. He says, most likely, in his view, it could be split government, like Biden wins, but the Republicans control the Congress, and then that's one scenario. But then he was going through another scenario where the Republicans sweep, and that might not be, according to Mr. Zandi, so great for the economy. Here he is.
It means higher inflation, back to the tariffs, back to the fewer immigrants and deporting a lot of people. It goes back to the deficit finance, the tax cuts. That's going to juice up inflation. The Federal Reserve is going to respond. Interest rates are going to be higher. Mortgage rates are going to be higher. And it's going to be slower growth, and it's going to add to deficits and debt.
The reason I thought it was interesting, Doug, obviously most polls show that Republicans and Trump are favored on the economy. Mr. Zandi says if Trump gets in and the Republicans sweep the Congress and does what he says he's going to do, that would be the effect. What do you say?
Well, so that's a 100% true statement. But what also is true, which was conveniently left off, was that if Biden gets in, sweeps both houses, and also does 100% of what he intends to do, that's actually a worse scenario than the Trump one. And the reason why talking about, in any of these cases, contrasting divided government, which we all agree is good, and with somebody running the table and getting 100% of their policies through is being bad, those are true statements. But you have to say this. Do you know what the percentages of election promises that are actually delivered by any administration? Do you know what the percentage is?
Do you have the exact percentage with you?
I do.
Really? Go tell us.
It's 5%.
That's 5%. Wow.
And the most that's ever been done was under Reagan, Bush, and Clinton. They got 8% of their promises. so to base your argument that if somebody gets in and they do 100% of what they say they're going to do, it's going to be terrible. You could say that about both sides. And that was conveniently getting lost in that translation. So what he said was true, but we have to take it with a grain and compare it to the other side. You'd also compare if Trump gets in and gets divided government, would that be better than the Biden with divided government?
Well, the other thing he was saying is whether Trump would actually, he said do what he says he's going to do, but you're saying get through what he says he's going to get through, which is the other challenge.
Same thing. It's do what he says he's going to do, has to get them through. But how many times have we had a president win, get both houses of Congress on either side, and really do almost nothing of what they say they're going to do, and they have both sides. So yeah, it's a little bit of scaring people into what they don't want you to vote for.
I went home yesterday. I put all the money underneath the mattress, but now that you've calmed me down, I'll get it back out. Thank you, Doug. Perspective, as always, for the great Doug Flynn with us.